Hello, good morning. How we all doing today? Okay. I'm here again to just apart from giving you an update about Orange Terraces, we're making significant progress and work is ongoing. We are on the last floor and we are currently demarcating the rooms, um, apartments, each terrace from another and all of that. So making progress. Like I mentioned the last time, Orange Terraces is a story of resilience, is a story of persistence, is a story of not giving up at all. Just keep going and going and going and going and going because life in itself is like a project. And like any other project, there's eventualities. There are things that can happen that you did not really plan for, but that is life, and you always need to have your buffer. And somebody said that you need to have put in satanic budget in life and all of that. Okay, so it's a beautiful day this morning, and today I want to quickly touch on a particular topic that I've seen quite a number of people do video about. So I'm not on that particular site now, and it's about demolition in Lagos State. Okay, and I just want to add my 30 seconds or 1 minute on that. A lot of people have been asking me, sending me DMs and all of that about how can they uh, I won't blame game. It's not going to be a blame game video. It's just a simple, straightforward. How can you mitigate against things like this? So that's basically what I want to just touch on this morning. And it's not a scripted video of any kind. Okay. So basically, how do you mitigate against things like this? Number one, when you are land is the foundation of everything that we do. You are buying, you are going into real estate, land is all about it. I always advise, I've done several videos that my own strong belief is that every human being needs to have a piece of Nigeria, a piece of the land, a piece of earth somewhere on this earth. Not that when you died and you are put on 6 feet under, that's when you own a piece of earth. Every human being needs to have a piece of earth. Okay, so when you're not buying land, because it's the foundation of most things that we do, there are basic things that you need to do. There are basic things. I call them the due diligence when you're buying land. Okay, whether you're buying land or you're building a house, I'll start the journey from where you're buying land. Number one is that you need to chart the land that you are buying. That is very important. Whether it's Lagos, anywhere, at least basically in Nigeria, number one thing is that you need to chart the land that you are buying to know what is the state and the status of the land that you are buying. That is very important. Like this very particular project that we are on, beyond picking the coordinates, we charted it, and after charting it, you've seen the result. Let a surveyor or somebody from the Ministry of Lands within the state that you've bought from, let them advise you. Yes, no, the reason why Nigerians going through a lot of stuff is because they believe that they can pay their way out of trouble. And after God, the next is government. You do not want to fight against God. You do not want to fight against government. Okay, so you cannot pay your way out of trouble, because when the trouble comes, all the people that advise you, don't worry, there's a way to go about it, and all of that, all of them will not be available or be around to rescue you from that trouble. Okay, so in doing your due diligence about land, after charting it, you get an advice whether to go ahead and buy the land or not. You now need to do your local investigation, right? I won't go into the details of local investigation, but I have videos on mistakes you need to avoid when buying a piece of land in Nigeria. Okay, so you do need to do your local investigation and know, okay, who and what are the things that you need to get done, or what are the things you need to mitigate against, and all of that. You need to get that done. So after sorting that out, you advise that you do your local investigation. So who owns this land? What are the history? Has there been any fight on this land before? Who has vested interest here? Has the land been sold to someone before? All those details, you need to do your local investigation, and you do it by asking people that are already living in that area, or you ask people that are within that community. This is very important, because you can buy land, no government issue, but you have local issues. Okay, that is very, very, very important. So after doing your local investigation and you've done your negotiation and all of those things, so you go ahead and pay. You know that everything you have green line, and if there's any red flag, do not compromise at all. Just no matter how sweet, good location and all of those things, make sure that you um cut it off. Okay, cut it off and move forward. That's very, very important. So count your loss at every point in time and just move forward, because you are ready to move forward. Most of the time you will not lose out. So please, that's very, very important. Okay, sorry, I'm on site and it's open, it's not within the studio or my office I usually do my video, but I just feel that this is very, very important. So after doing all those due diligence, local investigation, your community and all of those things, I tell them if there's a construction going on within that area. For instance, now where we have, beyond us just buying this piece of property, we ask people around, okay, that want to buy this property, want to do this, want to do that, advise us, carry us along and all of that. We did all of that, and after doing all of that, we got the green light, and we have, of course, like I've shared in our previous video, we face our own fair share of challenge here in Bagada. Okay, but I won't go into all those details right now. Just learn the principle. Okay, so after doing all of that, then you carry out your survey. When it comes to documentation, depending on the title a particular piece of property has, for instance, this Bagada project has a registered conveyance, and because it has a registered conveyance, we just did our survey. We got our deed from the right quarters. That's very, very important, because with your due diligence, you do your you get your deed. One part of the due diligence that I didn't touch on is there's some land that is beyond who is going to transfer title to you. Is very, very important. So if is you are buying from the primary market, so obviously the family, the local families, community and all of those things will transfer title. The land owner family will transfer title to you. But if you are buying a land that already has title, like this one has a registered conveyance and the owner is no more, so we have to get the title from the people that own the property and that has the right to transfer title. So because the owner is no more, they have the letter of administrator to deal on behalf of the family. So that's basically what we did. Okay, so that's another very, very important dimension that you need to take note of. Okay, so who is giving you title is very, very important, so that you will not enter one chance, like we usually call it in this part of the world. Okay, so after doing that, now you do your survey. Survey is the ground, evidence of payment. Then the most important thing in perfecting your title is survey. Of course, there will have been a receipt that has been issued to you and all of those things. So you do your survey. With the survey, you'll be able to get a deed of assignment from the right set of people. So after doing that, before you start construction at all, you get an architect to do all those stuff, your designs, structural engineers, all those stuff like that. So before you move to start the process of your approval. There are so many agencies in Lagos. Make sure do your findings. Lagos State Ministry of Planning, and there are some sub-agents under the Lagos State Ministry of Planning that are in charge of all these things. So, like I heard, this is just something to help us, and I hope you find it useful, and I hope you find it helpful. So, you basically what we did here is that we got our drawing, we got all those stuff ready, and we moved to the Lagos State Ministry of Physical Planning, and we started our process of approval. And our journey for approval usually, of course, in Lagos usually takes some time, but make sure you do it. It is very, very important, so that there won't be any form of demolition, because those are some of the reasons why demolition usually take place. Okay, you first and foremost, you've done your due diligence that the land, there's no vested interest, government vested interest, individual vested interest. That's one. Number two, you are now doing the proper thing before you start construction, and make sure you start the process of approval. So while you are doing process of approval, at some point they'll give you go ahead to go and start work. That's why you need to start early. Okay, and please, this is now very, very important, because sometimes the land can have title, and just start your process of approval. I'll touch on that shortly now. Start your program of approval, and as soon as they give you go ahead to start construction, and stick with the plan. Okay, stick with the plan. Then use qualified guys, so that your project will not have the deficiencies. Okay, so let me quickly round up by saying some of the reasons why some of those houses that you can see that are currently going under demolition are going under demolition. Is number one, no title, because vested interest. Government has the power to demolish anything. Overriding public interest gave them that power. Okay, of course, it can be argued in court and all of that, but that is government. Government has that power. Okay, we won't go into all those details. Lawyers can argue whatever they want to argue and all of those. Okay, however, you make sure that you get your own title right. Title is very, very important. Yes, it can be cumbersome, but nevertheless, it is still very, very important. It can be very, very cumbersome, but it's very, very important. It's not an area that you can delegate or joke with in any way at all. Okay, so make sure you sort out the usual of your documentation, you sort out the usual of your title, you sort all those details out. That's number one. Then the other part why you can experience demolition and all of those stuff is whether that project is not on a public how will I put it? Yes, a public plan. Okay, for instance, some of those Abule Ado projects were on even some of the Kota one to in Lekki axis and all of those things were on the drainage path. And there are laws and regulations in Lagos that guide all these things. So please, it's very, very important. Make sure that you know, the beautiful thing about Lagos is that there are actually ways you can find out some of these things. But you know, because we usually use agents, I know we're falling victims of that too before. You know, we get a consultant to help us to do some of these things. So some of the documentations, the process you are supposed to follow, you do not follow them. Okay, even though you are using a consultant to help you with your documentation, very, very importantly, you need to let the consultant know that, please, I want to do the right thing. I just want you to fast track it, you know, because of government and all of those things. They should not skip any part. Those processes are not put in place for the purpose of bureaucracy and all of that. No, they are put in place for a definite purpose. So please make sure they do not skip any of those stages. Okay, that's very, very important. So lastly, um, among many other reasons, while houses are demolished, is because the house has defects. Okay, structural defect. Most of the people that are building some of those houses are not engineers. I remember we had a project in Festac then, and the house was sinking. And the guy, instead of him pulling it down while he was still at decking, they keep telling him that, don't worry, we'll make some adjustment, make some adjustment. And the guys keep spending millions and millions and millions and millions and millions. And today, after I finish building it, nobody can stay in the house because the house has totally gone down. Okay, so my name still remains Okpoluwa. So wherever you're watching this video from, just like, share, and subscribe, and have a great one. I hope you won't be a victim of buying the wrong land and all of that. So please, in case you have any questions, drop it, and we'll see how we can help you, or send a DM. My numbers is on this same channel and all of those things. Send a DM and let's do business together. Okay, have a great one. Bye.